Hi, is this John?
Hey Taylor, yeah, this is John Plantier. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Well, my name is Taylor Boring. I'm with ReliQuest, and even though my last name is Boring, I promise I'm going to make this meeting fun and engaging for the both of us. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for meeting with me today, especially under these circumstances. I'm glad we were able to get this on the books, and I did want to confirm with you if 15 minutes still works for your schedule.
Yep, 15 minutes works. I have a hard stop though.
Okay, sounds good. And since we are virtual, I still want to make us be able to collaborate. And after connecting with you on LinkedIn, I saw that you were really skilled at negotiation. And where I first learned how to negotiate, believe it or not, was playing Monopoly as a kid, specifically negotiating for Boardwalk. It was my favorite. So, what was your favorite game that you played growing up?
Oh god, favorite game growing up. Hmm. You know, a different kind of game. I'd say Kerplunk.
Kerplunk. Hey, it was a fan favorite at my house too. I get it. But today, what I just want to do is share my screen and go over my game plan for today. So basically, you see we have a Monopoly board here. You can see that we have our go to jail as coronavirus. We don't want to land on it. We've already landed on it once today or once this year. And we both know how that went. And just go around the board and travel and just go over any roadblocks that you may be feeling. And I know that you did mention via email that DLL might have to cut the Garvin account due to an influx in cybersecurity attacks. What I would like to do today is see how ReliQuest can improve your cybersecurity environment and hopefully save that Garvin account and possibly others. After that, I hope by the end of the meeting we're able to pass go and collect $200 together. Does that sound good?
Yeah, this all sounds great. Just one thing I do want to add. I personally don't know too much about cybersecurity, but I do know that we need somebody that has a proven track record of success in this area.
Yeah, of course. So, are you just wondering what our proven track record is?
Yeah, I don't really know much about ReliaQuest, but a company's reputation, it really should speak to itself. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, of course. So I would love to share something with you. It's our 2019 Cybersecurity Breakthrough Award. Now, I do believe that this speaks volumes of itself since we are able to get this because we're in an emerging category. We're in the XDR category. So that's going to be extended detection response. And we were able to receive this award because we do have that proven track record of success of helping people and helping companies maintain a secure cybersecurity environment. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, that makes me feel better about it.
Okay, great. So now what I would like to do is just start by asking you some questions to learn more about DLL's processes in your current situation. Is it okay if I start with some questions?
Yeah, let's go
Okay.
ahead.
So what criteria is important to you when partnering with a company?
The biggest thing is we need somebody that's trustworthy and been able to do this before. I'd say the
Trustworthy.
top thing too is, we really need to focus on that time to value. This is a pretty pressing situation, so the sooner we can get this up and running, the better.
Yeah, so trustworthiness, reliability, and then being able to show that value is what I'm getting at. Is that correct?
hmm yeah, getting the time to value. Like we just need to get this. Yeah.
No, and that's extremely important for any company looking to partner with another. So I'm glad you brought that up. And if things were to progress today and we decide that ReliQuest can provide that meaningful value for DLL, who would be involved in that decision making progress process?
Ultimately, it come down to our CISO, Laura. I honestly have no idea about timing or the decision criteria, other than the solution just has to be effective. Michael might come into this stage as well as too. I'd imagine he'd be the first step, but that's what I would imagine.
And then who's Michael?
So Michael Godfrey, he is going to be our service delivery lead. He'll be the one focusing on security and connectivity.
Okay, so in terms of next steps, it would be best to meet with Michael and then Laura, or what would you suggest?
Yeah, I would recommend Michael first, and then
Great.
it hopefully would lead into Laura. So,
Yeah, of course.
but
And thank you for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it. And I know you weren't familiar or you didn't know about the timeline, but since these are time sensitive threats, would it be safe to say that it's as soon as possible?
yeah, pretty safe. Honestly, the absolute deadline, I'd say we're probably looking at about 3 weeks. But if we can do sooner, that'd be even better.
Hey, I like somebody that's proactive and productive. So I'm happy you said that. And in terms of your role as an account manager, is Garvin one of your larger accounts in that portfolio?
Um, So yeah, so I'll be the program manager over here at DLL, and they are one of our largest clients right now. They represent a very significant portion of our client base. I'd say they're up there in probably like the top three.
Top three. Okay, so it's a big client that's on the line. And I know that Veronica did relate to me that DLL is experiencing a hundredfold increase in cyber attacks. From your perspective, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so the cyber attacks really started. So we're working with the Garvin Institute of Medical Research. We're really partnered together. Is we're working or they're working on developing a coronavirus vaccine, but a lot of the equipment they use is actually through us. But long story short, as they were kind of going through this, a news story came out about a DNA modification vaccine on their end. And when word got out about that, that's when we started to see that hundredfold increase in these intrusion alerts.
Yeah. So basically, you have this new account that, or this account that's having all of these attacks coming in and a really big target on your back. So is that something that's a big concern for you, seeing as how it is one of the top three largest accounts at DLL?
Oh, yeah, a huge concern. Right now we can't even investigate all of the intrusion hits that we're seeing, and that's really what we're looking at right now. We have to double our existing staff just to kind of take care of this one account.
Wow. So if this continues and you're not able to protect the Garvin account and you're still having these issues of the hundredfold increase in threats, what do you see the consequences being?
Oh, not good. It's worst case. It's our entire reputation's on the line. Even if just one of these threats gets through and we're not able to help or block it, then it's just our whole company reputation, and then just at the simplest level too, just we'll probably lose the account with Garvin.
Yeah. So that's money on the line, that's reputation, and possibly losing other accounts due to that. Is that right?
Yeah, that's accurate.
So if we could provide a solution for DLL that would protect the Garvin account, ensuring its safety, what would that mean for you and the company?
That'd mean a lot. I essentially wouldn't be the one who this would all come down to, but just being able to kind of help out in this area and get it set in the right direction.
Yeah,
It definitely would affect well on me. Maybe a promotion might
exactly.
be in the future.
And I mean, I can imagine what type of stress that this is put on you right now with the Garvin account on the line right here. So, do you have any other concerns that you've been dealing with because of this?
Um, no. So the biggest thing right now, it's like I know we're using somebody outside, so we already have providers. People are kind of contacting us about the same thing. So I really would like to know here, like what makes you guys any different? Like how are you able to help versus everybody else out there?
Yeah, of course. So, are you just wondering about our key differentiators?
Yeah, so like I personally feel security could be improved, but I'm not really sure if ReliaQuest is the one that can make that happen. So I'm mainly interested in what makes you the better option than whatever else we may be doing right now.
Yeah, of course. And I'd actually love to share my screen again with you and share a testimonial. So, this is actually an Australian company that I've worked with personally. So, National Australian Bank. And they're a very large account as well, similar size to DLL. And it's a testimonial of the experience, not only with ReliaQuest, but with me and how we were able to impact their cybersecurity environment and save them millions of dollars. So I'd love to forward that to you after our meeting, along with some extra references for you to review and see how we're actually able to do the job that we say we do. Does that sound good?
Yeah, this makes me feel a lot more comfortable.
Okay, great. And so, going off of that, I did want to see if you had any other concerns dealing with your current situation. I know you said that it's a lot of stress on you right now.
Yeah, so other than that, the main one is just really how complicated this is going to be to implement. Um, I know a lot of these other technologies right now are definitely people focused, but we're trying to kind of pivot into the technology aspect. But with that, it comes a lot of challenges. So, like how complicated is it to actually get this up and running?
Are you talking about how complicated it is to get ReliaQuest up and running?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm going to share my screen again because I think nothing speaks louder than words. Right here, I want to show you that security is a team sport. That's how we look at it at ReliaQuest. So, what we do is we come in to your cybersecurity team and we're going to be there hand in hand training them. So, we want to be there. We start off by implementing the system and we're going to go through all of that and then slowly bring in your team, training them and making sure that they are the experts by the end of the training. Did that answer your question?
Um, yeah, so it's just like the time to value right here. I know we kind of mentioned it earlier, but like how soon do you think we could actually get this fully up and running to kind of address this?
So what we do is it's a after 90 days of implementation, we're able to start seeing a lot of results. And so it's not necessarily a strict deadline. We are with you until you're comfortable being able to handle the security system on your own. Does that answer your question?
Okay, yeah, yeah,
So it does vary to company to make sure that your team is equipped because we do not want anything slipping through the cracks.
yeah. That makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. And so now that we've talked about the Garvin account and the reputation on the line, the money on the line, and I mean, is job security a concern for you right now, seeing as how it is the number three largest account in the company?
Yeah, I'd say job security for me and quite a few other people. It could definitely be on the line here.
Okay, so could you tell me more about that?
Yeah, I mean, this, if one of these breaches kind of slips through the cracks, it's our entire reputation on the line. And, there's certain people that are responsible for this too, and I'm sure it would just impact them as well. So really, it's just you can't afford to make a mistake in this area.
Yeah, exactly. So if this continues and you do have to cut ties, you don't find that solution that you're looking for, your job may be on the line, other people's jobs may be on the line, and again, the reputation. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So if we were able to come up with a solution that would really increase your threat detection, decrease that vulnerability that from what I'm getting, you're feeling really bad right now, what would that mean for you?
oh, it'd mean the world.
Yeah.
It'd make me look great, and then everybody above me too. They'd probably be very satisfied.
Exactly. So I just want to share my screen and see how we can actually put my money where my mouth is and show you how we're able to help your company with these problems right now. So we're able to provide a 400% increase in threat detection capabilities in the first 90 days of onboarding. So that's going to save that Garvin account. And we're able to do that with an increase in visibility and transparency and a more faster and more effective threat response. Are you able to see how this is going to benefit yourself in your position and save the Garvin account?
Yeah, right now this, yeah, it seems very obvious.
Well, I'm glad we're on the same page there. And then when it comes to job security, we're also able to provide more ways to save and protect your companies. I know it's the top three account, but we're able to provide more visibility and more or less vulnerability. So I'm going to show you this dashboard right here. So I know that you said you're scared of something slipping through the cracks. We provide these dashboards that show you when the threats are coming in, categorizing what type of threats, so your security team knows when to actually implement a solution. Now, are you able to see that this will secure the Garvin account and then in turn secure your job security?
Yeah, I can definitely see where those are connected.
Great. Well, after going through all of that, I know it was a lot to go through, but are you able to see the value of implementing ReliaQuest Gray Matter, saving your account? And then is this something that Jeannie would want to see?
Yeah, this is something that I personally see the value in.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, of course. So I mean, I'm equally there with you. I'm able to see the value in this and see how we can really make that meaningful impact at DLL with everything that you've just shared with me. What I'd like to do for next steps is set up a meeting with me, you, and Michael Godfrey to go over and do a demo so you can really get a better understanding of where that value is coming from. Are you available for a meeting next week, Wednesday at 12 or 3?
Yeah, so I wouldn't be the one that would essentially take this, but I'll definitely reach out to Michael Godfrey and get you guys set up on this one. So uh, next week, as soon as possible, would really be the best time for him.
Okay, great. And then if you wouldn't mind, I'd really appreciate it if you could send over that contact information. And I'll also send you those testimonials to share with Michael. Does that sound
Hey,
good?
yeah, I appreciate that very much. So yeah, I'll send over his information, and I'm a man of my word. I'll make sure that he meets with you that time.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll send over a tentative invite for him as well. Thanks so
All
much for your
right.
time today, John. I appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it, Taylor. Take care.
Yep. Bye.
All right, bye.